Hello there, my name is Sartoff, and welcome to my new comic book haul for September 16th, 2020. So, I headed to my local comic store yesterday, which was Thursday. I was one day late on it, but no worries. And I picked up 10 comics, as well as an action figure, and I'm here to show you guys that today. So, the first comic I got was Fearless Dawn meets Hellboy, and this is actually has art by Mike Mignola in it, which is the main reason I bought it. I'm not exactly a Fearless Dawn fan. I don't think I've ever even read about it before, but as you can see, this first page right here actually has some beautiful Mike Mignola art, and that continues on for a few more pages. And then the rest of it is by the artist of Fearless Dawn, which I believe his name, yes, Steve Mannion. He's the creator of Fearless Dawn, and the rest of the art is done by him. This book looks really good, actually. I enjoy the way that he draws Hellboy. I think he stays true to the character's design, but still gives it his own little art pizzazz on it, and I like that. I like the theme of the Nazis. It's a very Hellboy thing to do, to throw that in your comics. I mean, Mignola is known for doing that, so I appreciate them adding that. And this just looks like a little fun story. So I ended up picking the special edition up, which is it has a glossy cover and it costs two extra dollars, but I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I just really like Mike Mignola's artwork. A big Hellboy fan here. I have Abe Sapien bust from the animated series, Liz Sherman bust from the animated series, and yeah, Hellboy's pretty cool. So next up, I picked up Detective Comics number 1027. This is the cover by Gabriel Delato, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And I originally wasn't even going to pick up this comic just because, I mean, I'm kind of sick of all these anniversary, like Spawn 300, Detective Comics 1000, all of these just super oversized issues that don't really add much to the story itself. But, when I'm actually in the comic store and I see all of the covers and stuff, I mean, this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoy it. And, with Flash 750, Wonder Woman 750, I believe there's a Green Lantern special one that came out. I didn't pick up any of those except for the Wonder Woman one, and I actually enjoyed that one. But I didn't end up picking up the Flash or the Green Lantern one because, again, I'm not reading those series, so I just feel like it's unnecessary to pick them up. But I'm a pretty big Batman fan. I mean, I'm reading the current series right now. Not reading Detective Comics, though, but yeah, I mean, I decided why not pick it up. It's 144 pages. It's almost like a trade. If you notice the spine actually says Detective Comics 1027 on it, and it's very similar to the Wonder Woman 750 in the sense that it actually says on the spine what the issue is. So the Wonder Woman one says that as well. And I think it's cool that they're sticking to the same format because anyone who collects comics knows that when you put them on your shelf, you hate when the spines don't line up or when you have some sort of discrepancy between the spines, and that can be super annoying. So I appreciate DC doing that and lining up the spines. So the next thing I picked up was Star Wars Darth Vader, and I'll actually go ahead and group this with Star Wars issue 6. I'm pulling both of these Star Wars runs right now. I'm not doing Bounty Hunters because I wanted to do Bounty Hunters originally, but then I didn't pick up issue 1, and then I didn't pick up issue 2, so I was kind of just falling behind, and I'm just not going to do that one right now. But as far as Darth Vader and Star Wars go, I'm a big fan of Charles Soule. I'm a big fan of his Lando run that he did on Star Wars a few years ago. Big fan of his Daredevil run. That was one of the first comics I ever read when I was younger. I read Daredevil. It was one of the first comics I picked up in the stores when it was first coming out, and I really enjoyed that. I think he's a great author. My brother met him at Comic-Con New York in 2017. Said he was a super nice guy, so I think he's doing a great job on the Star Wars main title, which is this one. And so this is part 6. I believe this is the end of the story arc for Luke Skywalker right now. And if I'm not mistaken, yes, so he finally meets this mysterious girl that, we've been alluding to for the past few issues. And one thing I really enjoy about this series right now is it's kind of tying in between movies 5 and 6 very well. And I believe that between episodes 5 and 6 there were so many unanswered questions, and this is only going to be a 25 issue run, I believe. So it's going to be a fairly short run, and it's just supposed to tie in any loose ends we had between episodes 5 and 6. And I appreciate when creators do things like that, and when you have a great writer like that, he can really bring the story together, and I appreciate that. And as far as Darth Vader goes, we're going to go into Padme's what is it called? Like where they buried her, the room that they buried her in. Sorry, the word's not coming. Her burial room, I guess, is what you would call it. Yeah, this Star Wars Darth Vader has been really good too. I mean, Greg Pak is obviously an amazing writer as well. I really appreciate how in all the Star Wars comics they have the little like rolling credits sort of thing in the front. I think it's really really special. I like the flashbacks with Anakin and Darth Vader, and I'm really excited to read this one. I'd say I do like the new droid that they introduced in Darth Vader as well. I like how badass Darth Vader is. I mean, like, when he saw that Luke Skywalker, and I believe it was in the previous issue, he saw someone who was pretending to be Luke Skywalker, and he literally just used the Force and choked them, and he was like, anyone that uses the Skywalker name is done. I thought that was super cool, and I really appreciate what they're doing on this book right now. And yeah, the Star Wars stuff has just been awesome. I'm glad Marvel got the rights back to it. No hate towards the Dark Horse stuff. I mean, Dark Empire trilogy, lots of great stuff from Dark Horse, but personally, I'm just glad Marvel has the rights back to Star Wars because currently, I mean, they're putting out good stuff, and can't say the same for all the Marvel titles right now. I'm enjoying Ghost Rider a lot. I'm enjoying X-Men as well. I didn't pick up X-Men number 12 because I'm a little bit behind on that as well. I've been reading too many trades and kind of falling behind on singles, but yeah, I've enjoyed the Hickman X-Men. I think I'm on issue 7 or 8 now, and I've really enjoyed that. And Ghost Rider by who's it by? God damn it. I think it's by Ed Breeson, if I'm not mistaken. But I've really been enjoying that. I like how they gave Johnny Blaze as the leader of Hell, and he comes out, and that's a different topic when the new one comes out. But then we picked up the Dark Knight's Death Metal tie-in, Justice League issue 53. I'm enjoying Dark Knight's Death Metal to the extent that I like seeing all my favorite Justice League characters come together, but I'm not enjoying it in the sense that, man, the DC universe is just messed up. I mean, that's just the only way to put it. The DC universe is just in a place right now where if you're a new reader, like my girlfriend, she loves to read comic books, but she's a big Batman fan. She likes the villains in Batman. I think that's one of the reasons she enjoys it so much, but I don't think she's particularly reading Death Metal right now. I mean, she hasn't read any of my copies just because of how confusing it is. I mean, for a new reader to read Death Metal, it is just so much confusing. Like, why the hell is Wonder Woman, the warden of this jail with all of the villains in it? And who the hell is the Batman who laughs? Who's the Robin King? I mean, it's just a lot of stuff to take in, and it can get really confusing at times, which I feel like is kind of what happened with Dark Knight's Metal, the original one as well. Like having the Nth Metal and having all these Bruce Waynes come in. I mean, I enjoy Dark Knight's Metal, but I believe someone who isn't as much of a bigger DC fan as I am would have trouble reading that. And I feel like Death Metal's falling into kind of the same trap as that, where for the casual reader, obviously we're in a coronavirus right now and there's a pandemic going on. So for someone to walk into a store and want to pick up Death Metal, I feel like it doesn't have that pizzazz that would make you want to pick it up. With Joker War, I could totally see a new reader walking in and wanting to pick up Joker War, but with Death Metal, it's just a little too confusing. And I feel like Scott Snyder's writing is okay. I feel like it can get a little bit too focused on something that isn't too important, and he'll go in super great detail about that, but kind of leave out a bigger part of the story. But I mean, I'm excited to read this because I like the tie-ins for Death Metal. I love anything where you get to learn more about the story as long as it's worthwhile, and I appreciate them putting on these tie-ins. Then I got the Alex Ross cover of Giant Size X-Men. Giant Size X-Men has been awesome, man. God, the Phantom X one was probably my favorite. I really, really enjoyed that one. I enjoyed the Nightcrawler one a bunch. That one was great. Magneto one was great. And the Jean Grey slash... I believe it was Jean Grey and Emma Frost. Yeah, that's the one. That one was really good. It was a silent issue, meaning that there were no words on it. And I'm not personally the biggest fan of silent issues because I think that when you're reading it, it's not as fluid as when you have words. In a comic book, you kind of have the words and the pictures coming together. It'd be like watching a movie with no words, a silent film. There's a reason silent films aren't very big today, in my opinion, because, you kind of have to have the words to go along with the pictures. And I'm just super excited to read this Giant Size X-Men Storm because the Phantom X one was amazing. I mean, if you haven't picked that one up, I'd say that's the number one to pick up. It's great. The Magneto one's really good as well, and the Nightcrawler one is also really good. Jean Grey Phoenix was really good as well, or Jean Grey Emma Frost was really good as well, but I think the other ones are a step ahead, and I'm hoping this one's going to be really good. I love this Alex Ross cover. I know they had Captain America, they had Hulk, and they had Iron Man as well. I didn't pick up any of those, but yeah, I'm excited for that. Then next, Conan Battle for the Serpent Crown, issue 5. So this series started out awesome. I mean, we had Serpent War that came out a few months ago, and Serpent War was just okay. I mean, I enjoyed seeing Moon Knight and Solomon Kane and Dark Agnes. It was cool to see them in a Conan the Barbarian book. And when Serpent Crown issue 1 came out, and it was Conan in modern day Las Vegas, man, was I excited. I love Conan the Barbarian. He's one of my favorite superheroes of all time. I mean, the Dark Horse stuff, the Marvel stuff, I mean, it's all great to me, and I've read a lot of the old Marvel archive stuff. I have singles, I have the Savage Tales magazines. I love Conan the Barbarian. He's awesome. I love the sword and sorcery thing of him, and this book started off great. I mean, Conan in modern day Las Vegas, it's freaking awesome, man. Like, the first issue was sick, and then the book kind of just kind of got to a standstill where it wasn't, in my opinion, as interesting. And then hopefully this will tie stuff up. But overall, I'm not too hyped about this issue. I'm definitely gonna read it, but I like the series from the beginning and the direction they were going, and then I feel like it kind of just lost its traction. Maybe it was because of the obviously pandemic, and issue 1 and issue 2 were super far away from each other, or maybe it was 2 and 3, but yeah, that definitely adds to it. Then we have Batman 99, obviously a part of Joker War. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say here. I think Joker War has been pretty good. I've enjoyed a lot of the dialogue. I've loved the artwork. I think, who is it? Yeah, George Jimenez, who does the artwork on this book. And the artwork in Batman has just been amazing for the last few issues or so. I wouldn't say I have any big criticisms of Batman right now. I mean, if you're not reading the Batman title, I'd highly recommend it, because the stories are just, the best way to describe them right now is they're very solid, you know. I know a lot of people with the Tom King ones were, you know, not very satisfied with the stories, and personally, I didn't read much of the Tom King stuff. At the time, I wasn't really pulling much Batman itself, but I jumped right on when Tinian took over, and yeah, I mean, it's just solid Batman stuff. You know, it's the Caped Crusader. You see him looking all, you know, manly and coming out with his big bat symbol, and it's super cool. You know, it's just classical Batman stuff, and I really enjoy when they do stuff like that, because sometimes creators try to do too much, and it ends up just making the character look bad. But I appreciate that, you know, they're kind of going back to his roots. Joker versus Batman. Who doesn't want to see that? It's cool. Then I also ended up picking this the Mortal Kombat Spawn action figure up, which is just freaking sick. I mean, it's great that Mortal Kombat partnered with McFarlane Toys to create this. It's actually pretty heavy. I mean, I'd say it weighs probably like maybe like 8 ounces. It's pretty heavy. It's heavier than I expected, but I'm really excited about it because it actually has a stand. I don't know if you guys can see, but behind the actual figure there's a stand, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on my shelf, and I think it looks super cool. And my store had 6 of them a week ago, and then I walked in on a Thursday and they had 1 left, and I was just like, I have to pick this up. And these are actually currently going for like $50 on Amazon or something, so I got it for a pretty good price, and I'm pretty stoked on that. Then I got these 2 independent books. The first one is from Image Comics. It's Stillwater issue 1. As far as independent books right now, I'm reading We Only Find Them When They're Dead, I believe, by Al Ewing, which I really enjoyed the first issue of. I'm reading Stargazer, which I believe is from Scout Comics. And then I'm reading Stillwater, which I'm going to start. I try to read, 3 to 4 independent comics at a time. I really enjoy independent comics. Black Science by Rick Remender, Birthright by Joshua Williamson. Those are some of my favorite series, and I love the creator-owned Image comic style of stuff. And, I'm really excited. Chip Zdarsky, obviously, he did work on, I actually have it right here, Sex Criminals. Chip Zdarsky was the artist on that, so he's writing Stillwater. The cover looks sick. I like the art. I think it looks pretty good, and I'm excited for this issue. Hopefully good things will come out of it. And then last but not least, I got Heavy by, I believe his name's Mike Bemis. Let me check. Let me see what his name is. Max Bemis, that's his name. So this issue, when I was going into the comic store, I wasn't planning on buying it, but it got recommended to me by one of the people who works at the store, and I like him as he's a good friend to me, and I took his recommendation on it, and I decided to pick it up. So why the hell not? I mean, looks pretty cool. The art looks pretty cool. Yeah, hopefully it's good. And yeah, I haven't actually read any of these yet. I just picked them up yesterday, and I've been kind of busy with school and stuff, so I might get some reviews out on these comics. But thank you guys for joining me a bunch. My name's Sartoff. I know I haven't uploaded in a super long time, but I'm going to try to pick up some videos, comic books, heavy metal music reviews, video games, all that sort of stuff. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a bunch, and have a great rest of your day.